Returning now to the Welcome to Country ceremony at the AFL last night, where Brendan Kerin from Sydney's Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council told the crowd Welcome to Country is not a ceremony invented to cater for white people. It's a ceremony, quote, we've been doing for 250,000 years plus BC, and the BC stands for before cook. Joining us now is Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa Price, the Shadow Minister for Indigenous Australians. Senator, great to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us. So this individual has said that 250,000 years and before cook. That's an exact quote. Now, you don't have to be a historian to figure out that that doesn't quite add up, but what's your reaction to those comments?
Oh, look, I'm just a bit over it all, really. I mean, you know, there's a whole lot of reinvention of culture taking place, and it's turning into a bit of fantasy. 250,000 years, I really don't think so. And if that's the case, let's just stop doing them. Let's stop doing them. And if it's all about dividing people by race and we're supposed to be doing this in this particular way for that or whatever. Like, it's just it's got beyond ridiculous, and we need to just get back to being Australian again, as far as I'm concerned, why don't we invent a ceremony that involves all of us together as one country, instead of reinventing stuff that really, I mean, I don't, as a Warrapuri person, I've never done a Welcome to Country ceremony in my life, and my family have been practising traditional culture since I've known, since the day I was born, and there's no time at all until very recently that this Welcome to Country ceremony has reared its head.
Senator, we spoke earlier about the violent protests at the Weapons Expo in Melbourne. One of the things that stood out to us was the way in which organisers tried to leverage Indigenous grievances. Let me show you the poster that was promoting the protests, and you can see there the Aboriginal flag in the background and the slogan, "The colony will fall." I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about Aboriginal people continually being co-opted into protests that really have nothing to do with Aboriginal issues, and why is that happening?
Look, I'm a bit sick of that as well. Aboriginal people are being exploited left, right and centre, and you know, our most marginalised are overlooked and ignored. When it comes to activists in this country, I think pro-Palestine supporters need to just stick to your own backyard with your own issues and leave Aboriginal people out of this. And I'm not the only Indigenous person to call for this, but I think they can get some kind of traction when it comes to whatever agenda it is they're pushing if they exploit Aboriginal people to do so. Once again, we've got nothing to do with this issue. And again, let's just get on with what it means to be Australian together.
My worry, Senator, is that people don't know anymore what it means to be Australian. I mean, we've seen all the violence on these streets. We've also seen a lot of cultural debates, as you know, recently. The Voice, for example, the Australia Day, that's an ongoing debate. How much do these cultural issues, how big of an impact do they have, do you think, on especially young people being indoctrinated to not want to be Australian really anymore?
Yeah, look, it's a huge issue that's going on. The decline of the Western world, it's not just Australia at the minute, but our children being taught not to be proud of who they are and our history. We're a remarkable nation, and I wish, woke parents would stop teaching their kids to self-flagellate, and that schools would stop teaching their kids to self-flagellate. You know, we've got increasing issues with mental health within our children. We should be encouraging our children to be proud of who they are as individuals in their own right, and appreciate the country that we live in, which provides opportunity, which is a country that people are attracted to who come here from other parts of the world. The freest democracy, one of the freest democracies on the face of the earth, and we need to stop this nonsense. That will, it's causing decline. It's not helping us. And our leadership needs to step up. I mean, our Prime Minister has pandered to this nonsense, which is why it's got worse. He didn't put his foot down when the first protests occurred at the footsteps of the Opera House on October 7. He didn't put his foot down to say no to this behaviour. We can't have it here in our country, and encourage our country to unite. You try to divide us along the lines of race within our constitution. It's time to take back our country and to back each other in on that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, Australia is one of the freest, as you say, countries on earth, but the way that our political elites talk about it, you'd think it's one of the worst countries on earth. I want to ask you about this gold mine that is being argued over near Orange in New South Wales. The ABC is launching legal action against the Orange Aboriginal Land Council. They want the body to cough up their reasons for signing off on the now blocked Blaney gold mine. Senator Tanya Plibersek won't say why she blocked the gold mine for cultural reasons. The ABC are going after the Aboriginal group who gave it the green light in the first place. I just want to know, when does this end?
It's utterly ridiculous. These people wanted opportunity, an economic opportunity for their entire community. That's what matters. If the ABC is so interested in this land council, why don't they go after every land council and find out what's, to get this sort of information from other land councils? There's plenty of issues going on around the country when it comes to Indigenous issues. But this particular issue is of great concern because it speaks more broadly to opportunities and projects and development being brought to a standstill and whole communities missing out as a result. I believe that the ABC are probably looking to push their own agenda in this issue, as they do, and in going after this particular land council in this way. If they were really concerned about real issues, about everyday Australians, they wouldn't be subjecting this particular land council to this matter, but reporting with less bias.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, you'd hope so. It's just all very bizarre. Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa Price, always lovely to speak with you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this evening.
Thank you.